are live.
We'll do it live.
Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Giants. That's right, football and football, balls for everyone's taste. It is Tuesday, the 19th of January, 2021, which means only one thing. West Ham won today. Woo!
Yeah, what is it like to lose in 2021? Never. I don't know. My team doesn't lose in that year. This is maybe our greatest year of all time. We're the best team this year.
4 wins back to back to back to back with 11 left right now.
Not bad.
But I should introduce myself really in case you're a first-time viewer. My name is Mike Fish, and I'm joined as always by the co-host with the co-most. It's Alex Middleton. How you doing, buddy? How was your extended weekend?
It was pretty good. I mean, it's always good when we're doing a pod like right after a West Ham win. So it's been pretty great. Things have been pretty good. Last time we talked, there's been 2 wins since then, so can't complain too much.
But because they come thick and fast, I can't. Who did we beat? Other than
Burnley,
Burnley.
We Burnley 1-0, and then West Brom 2-1.
It's a shame they scored, but whatever. It was an offside.
We just win so many, I almost forget against who.
But yeah, it's nice when it happens because that's the problem about doing this once a week. Is sometimes if the game is on like Wednesday and we have to talk about it 6 days later, I have like no idea what happened in that game.
You're like, yeah, we did some things there.
But so extended weekend before we get into the game. Did you do anything special to celebrate MLK Day, or did you just chill? Did you? I don't know. How do you celebrate MLK Day? I'm not sure. I'm new to this country.
Watched a lot of hockey and basketball yesterday. Was what I did. I didn't really go anywhere. So that was what was on TV.
New York, New Jersey sports on the up and up right now. Watched because on Saturday. So this is where I'm hoping, right? So on Saturday, West Ham won in the morning, and then the New Jersey Devils won in the afternoon. Beat the Bruins. West Ham won today. And a very rare OT win for the Devils. And then now, in about an hour's time, they're dropping the puck. Is that what they say in hockey? Is that how they kick off?
Yeah. Puck drops at whatever time.
Whatever. Against the New York Rangers. So hoping
that'd be a good one.
That'd be a good, and hopefully we win that one. Right, before we dive in though, to full-on sports talk, I've been like this thing's been mulling on my brain for a couple of days now, and I need like a second person's opinion, right?
All right.
So on what day was it? Sunday. So Sunday, taking a drive, and I see a billboard advertising something. Now, I know you're a wholesome young man. Clean living guy, doesn't do anything bad, all right. But so there's these establishments, right, where you can go in, and in exchange of money, young ladies will dance in your general vicinity and like remove their clothing.
I've heard of these establishments.
Right. Okay. So I googled it. Apparently they're called strip clubs. Apparently, I don't know. But so there's this one right near me in New Jersey now. So it's called, shout out to XXXV 35 Strip Club, or Gentlemen's Club as they're called here. So generally they get a bad rap, I guess, because they seem very sordid and dingy. Like, oh, you're going to a strip club. You know what I'm saying? You've heard this?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I feel yeah.
So this one though stands out because this one's slightly different. This one advertised that it was a BYOB Gentlemen's Club. Now, so the thing that got me is like, does the fact, because my initial reaction was, does the fact that it's a BYOB strip club somehow make it seem a little more dirtier, like dingier, like, ugh.
Or better.
Oh, I'm sure it's much more fun.
Or better, because then you get to like be like, yo, I got a cooler I'm bringing in. Bring a styrofoam cooler in.
I think that's
We're gonna get a little lit today, boys. Let's go.
I guess that's like the kind of thing where normally like the get out of jail free card, because everyone, oh no, I'm going because it's Brad's birthday or it's Brad's bachelor weekend, so I'm going, but I'm just gonna sit at the bar, maybe I'll have one dance, but the level of preparation you have to do to go to the liquor store, fix your cooler, we're ready for the strip club. It just seems.
I mean, you
very
don't have to
strange to
spend
me.
like $200 on like strip club drinks at least, because they're not cheap. That's what they get you. And so then like you're like, I'm gonna roll in. I got my own booze. I got more money to spend on these ladies, putting them through college or whatever else they're doing.
But how does that work? Because normally this is how they get you. I mean, I haven't been to a strip club in many, many years, but I have to admit I dabbled in my youth. But normally the way they get you, fleece you for money, is when the strippers start asking you to buy them drinks, right? And they always
and it's like, you work here, just get your own drink. You should drink for free.
And it's like normally like a $30 glass of prosecco or some shit like that. But how does
you gotta hop up on a pole in a couple minutes? What are you doing? You don't need to be under the influence. You need to be on your game. You need to be sharp.
It's gonna give you heartburn. Something.
It's gonna give you heartburn. Look, I care about you. Do you want some Tums? I have some Tums.
But that's
how you get them to just leave you alone in the bar if you want to watch the game. You're like, I'm worried about you.
Are you taking your vitamins? But like when they go, you want to buy me a drink?
Have you eaten that? You want me to order your pizza?
Just reaching into your cooler. There you go. Help yourself. So yeah, I think it'd be interesting. It's cool, but I don't know. Just for some reason, my initial instinct was kind of like, that's kind of weird. It just seems, but there you go. Apparently, they exist. BYOB strip clubs.
We got some BYOB stuff here. Like y'all don't really do crawfish up there. No big deal. I've eaten crawfish for a year straight now, but they have some BYOB crawfish places, and it's always like, fuck yeah, we can just go pick up some beer on the way there, and like that's one less thing you got to worry about. I can see how you're like, does it lower the quality? Does it make it seem like it's a sleazier place because it's like, oh, like they aren't even serving that stuff, but it's also like it is cheaper. So yeah, when things are cheaper, it's like the guys that go to everything that's free, like. When I was in college, we had like my roommate one year was like the guy that, hey, you get a free t-shirt if you go down to campus tonight at 8:00, you can get a free sandwich and t-shirt. He's like, well, hell, let's go. I'm like, I don't really want a free shirt that bad, dude. Like, I'm good. Like, we got some food here. He's like, come on, man, it's free. And I think like, yeah, you get to like, we can bring our own beer. Like, that's the same kind of people. It's not so much the free people. It's just like oh, cool. Now I don't have to pay for drinks. I can get lit already. And like you're going to have a more raucous crowd, I would assume.
That's true. Although I just thought about it, BYOB strip clubs like there, but I think below that definitely are like the strip clubs that have like the breakfast buffet. Like who goes? That's that. If you're at a breakfast buffet, that's.
I mean, if they're gonna feed me when I'm there, I'm gonna eat. Is it going to be the best quality food? No. But do I expect it to be gourmet shit? Absolutely not. Steak night at a place like that, I'm down. It classes it up, honestly. TBH, it's like, cool. I didn't know I should have worn a tie. We're at steaks here?
Oh, you're talking about like a dinner and a show. This is a breakfast buffet. Like someone's going.
They have breakfast. Yeah, I like the middle of the day breakfast buffets too. You see some of the girls over there, and they're getting into some of it. You're like, what are y'all doing? No, this is for me. This is for me. Y'all working.
Do you want me to get the Tums again?
Could you pass the eggs, please? Trying to make a breakfast taco over here.
It's a social study. Maybe we have to do that. See what the crowd's like. That'd be an interesting crowd.
Okay, I don't know how many people we have watching at all, but like if anybody's watching, would you prefer like a strip club that had a steak night or a strip club with a breakfast buffet? Because I mean, really, I'm a breakfast foods guy. Anyways, I do enjoy a steak, but like breakfast food is probably the best of all the foods.
Have a hash brown.
You get a hash brown, you get bacon, you get eggs. You can fill up on that stuff. Steak, it's steak. I mean, you can have bad steak, whatever. It's still steak.
Would you eat seafood at a strip club?
Probably not. I think that's where I draw the line. I'm not going to have the peel and eat shrimp. I'm gonna pass on that.
You draw the line at having to wear a bib in a strip club.
Well, you don't really want to I don't know. You're touching money. You're touching all I mean, we don't touch. You're not allowed to touch.
Not anymore.
But you got hands on money all this time, and then I'm not gonna go grab stuff I'm gonna have to touch with my hands either. These are the breakfast buffet, although you'd probably get bacon and eggs, so never mind. I don't know, dude. You just gotta embrace where you're at.
What is the COVID situation like in a strip club? How does that work?
They had a drive-through strip club here in Houston. I didn't go, but if you think about it, if you're a stripper, you were making cash, and then just all this happens, and a lot of small businesses it's shutting down, but this is a contact business.
Yeah.
For them, this is a big deal. I know that we have some places in Houston that are opening up. T's and P's to all of the Houston strippers. I know James Harden just got traded up to your neck of the woods. So the strippers up in Brooklyn, New Jersey, and New York City area, they're gonna be stoked because they're gonna be making a lot of money. James Harden loves them some strip clubs, but Houston strip clubs down here are getting pretty sad just because that's a pretty solid revenue stream in the pandemic that's gonna be leaving them now.
How does drive-through work?
I don't know, dude. Do you just get out, sit in a chair they've got already there? It just seems like a lot of work, and I appreciate. I'm not against. I'm all for restaurants and everything opening up, doing to go, whatever. But it's if you can work at a drive-through strip club, more power to you. I'm all for it. I'm all for businesses being able to make some money right now. I just personally probably would pass on the drive-through strip club.
Oh, I'm not knocking the idea of it.
No, I'm not saying you are, but I'm just it just doesn't. It seems like it would be.
I'm just trying to work at the logistics of it.
I feel like maybe they just have a chair there. You got to wear a mask. You got to sanitize your hands. Maybe you get a temperature check. You go. She dances. You get out. You're done. Do they have a pole? It's the COVID testing sites where they just have the tents. The tent. They close the tent. Well, no, I guess they'd have to leave it open. Do they have just a pole in each thing? The old tetherball pole. They just have a tetherball pole now. It's on the tire. It's anchoring it down, and they're just dancing on a tetherball pole.
As she seductively removes her hazmat suit.
Well, she can't because it's a see-through hazmat suit. That's where you go right there.
All right, now I was thinking
something for everybody.
With the drive-through, it's kind of almost like a scene from a zombie movie where all of a sudden this woman just jumps on the front of your car and just starts rubbing herself against the windscreen.
Well, what if it was like E.T. where there's a big tunnel of tents and you got to go through the one where they just do whatever the steam thing is and just so you're sanitized and the door slides open and you're all right, cool, sanitized, we're good, let's go, let's see some strippers. Then when you leave, you got to get sanitized again on the way out. I don't think it's that complex, but just I'm saying. It's the future right now we're living in. I'm sure somebody's got some idea like that.
But in summary, if any frontline workers deserve a vaccine, it's those girls.
It is them.
Because they're doing
the hard work right there.
So God bless those people. Right. Now we've covered that. Let's get in to some sports. So today... Sports. Boom. West Ham 2. West Brom 1. What did you think of today's game, Alex?
I feel like I've said this every game that we have won, so I'm going to keep saying it, but it was a pretty boring first half. Yes, I would put Alex. We scored in the first half. We scored at the very end of the first half. It was an absolute beautiful goal. It all began from our buddy Benny Hane over there. Then he got it to Sufal. Sufal set it up nicely, and Antonio just put it right through the net, and that was absolutely beautiful. But I feel like we just hang out the first half of every single game pretty much for the most part. And it's maybe we're feeling it. We're trying to get our bearings on us, but I don't know. Maybe appreciate our defense because we needed our defense a couple times. I thought Fabianski let an easy one in today. That Fabianski also made some pretty solid saves. I thought maybe we should have deserved a penalty there at the end. But yeah, I don't know. All in all, we didn't play our best game. Typical West Ham playing to our competition, but the difference in this team as I've said a couple of times, compared to last year, is like we would have lost this game last year. It would have been a draw last year. And this team, they're gritty, they're scrappy. They go out there and they got that second goal. Bowen, you called it too. So Bowen got the goal. That ended up being the winner.
I saw it in my mind.
You did in your little crystal ball.
I just wish I had put money on it.
You should have.
Could have made $35.
Would have been nice. Would
have been nice. But yeah, so the West Brom goal, I thought that was maybe I need to look up on the updated rules on how offside works. Maybe I'm missing something, but that looked pretty offside to me. In that their player had to get out of the way of the ball, but he looked like he was distracting Fabianski to me.
Yeah, but on TV they seemed pretty sold with it, so I was like, they seem like they know more about soccer than I do. I'm gonna go with them.
You never trust the pundits. What do they know? There's full of players,
talking heads.
What do they know?
It's the liberal media trying to tell you what they want you to think. You're sheep. I'm a sheep right now. That's what I am, buddy.
I'm not no sheeple.
I don't know. I think that we're a pretty solid team right now. You know, against the bigger clubs, playing like we did today is not going to get it done. I mean, we don't really expect to beat those bigger clubs right now, and I think that where we are right now, I think we're 8 points away from safety, 8 points away from 40, basically.
Oh, I see. Right? Okay, I see what you mean. I thought you just.
I mean, isn't 40 like the magic number they all say?
Yeah, it's normally like 38, 40. That's where you want to hit.
So like I'm
stoked. And we're at
believe me,
right now.
I'm cool if we could get to like, I don't know. I'm not a math guy. I know we're halfway through the season. Like I'm cool with, let's just say we double our points. If we got to 64 points. You know how sick that would be? That would be a pretty solid season, I think. And I don't think any of us would have believed it. Like, do you think we could get to 60s? Like, do you think we could hit the 60s?
I mean, there's been games where.
Am I crazy for thinking that we could?
No, not at all. Because I think
I told you I buy in fast, and I bought in already.
There's games that we've lost that I think we could have won. Maybe there are a couple that we maybe won where we deserved a draw. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. But I know there's definitely games that, like the Newcastle game at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure, you know, we could take care of those kind of games. And even Arsenal, I mean, they're looking better now, but they're not looking great. So I definitely think it's in our wheelhouse to get to that 60 mark. And if we did double our points tally, that would get us to 64. And if that was last season, that would get us 5th position, which would be very nice because that'd be the Europa.
Europe. Yeah, we're in Europe right there. And again, I've talked about how I'm a little nervous with our depth. I think we would definitely have to invest. I don't trust our ownership to really invest. But speaking of depth, like let's not look too far, I guess, ahead. But I know we got Doncaster on Saturday. You know, that seems like something we should do to win. We should win that one. I mean, I know West Ham doesn't always play up to par.
I'm expecting another close game, like
it'll be like 1-0 again.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta rest some dudes. We gotta get some guys some rest. Now I understand, you know, we're not really filled with depth and everything as we were just talking about, but just like I feel like Souček's played in every game as of late. Like we've had with this weird schedule where it's a compacted schedule. We like Antonio doesn't need to play on Saturday, right? No. Rice doesn't need to play on Saturday. Souček doesn't need to play on Saturday. We need to give some dudes some rest. Because we got a pretty big stretch coming up in just a little bit that we need those guys to be A, healthy for, and 2, just in form. And I think like we're in form, but Souček's been running a marathon the last like 2 weeks, I feel like.
Yeah, but there's a lot of players that need to be rested. I would definitely take Fabianski out of the game.
I think, I definitely think he'll be out.
Definitely drop Antonio. Because pretty much everywhere we have good depth because, you know, at the back we've got
up front. Maybe not up front.
Yeah, I was gonna say at the back we've got. I'm pretty sure they're healthy, but we've got like Balbuena and Issa Diop that could come in. Fredericks can come in. What's the other? Ben Johnson, he can come in.
Yeah. Oh, he'll definitely play. I can definitely see a Ben Johnson start. Saturday?
In the midfield, yeah, we've got Yarmolenko can come in and things. That's whatever. Fornals, because he didn't start today, right? He came on.
Right. Yarmo. Speaking of, Yarmo looked good. I mean, it's easy to like say like, yeah, he didn't really. What did he do? But like, he kind of set up the Bowen goal, and then just he did everything he needed to do all over the field. Like he was quietly just like killing it. I felt like I thought that there was a big difference when Yarmo came in, and I want to say he came in for Benny.
Yeah, well, I can't remember exactly because he came. There was a double.
He came in for Ben. Yeah, well, he came. I know he came in when Benny went out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I thought Yarmolenko was pretty effective today. So hopefully, that continues on Saturday and he can kind of lead the troops. But yeah, Rice needs to kind of rest. He's been playing a ton. I know he's young, but just let's give him some rest and just. I don't want Antonio going Saturday. I'm a little nervous. I was worried that like he was in as long as he was today, but then just you saw we took him out and they like when West Ham has no Antonio in, like there's no offensive threat really. Like we got some guys up front, they can kind of do some things, but you still need that like guy in a striker role. And I really feel like that was one of the things that held us back with Allaire was just like nobody took us serious. They're like, cool, make sure he can't bicycle kick. Because that's about it. Like, yeah, he's not going to outrun us. Just kind of chill. He has shit pace right now. Like, I don't know. I think that people didn't take it seriously with Allaire. Antonio has that effort, and just even when he was gassed, he was run. There was that run he had in the second half, like right before he got subbed out. It was like a football run. Yeah, he like Saquon Barkley everybody. Just talk about another guy with great thighs. He just Saquon Barkley'd his way through. Like, I'm not going to give you the ball. Fuck you. Get off. I got places to be. And I thought, they should have turned that into a little bit more than that. That wasn't really his fault. I think that was was it Sufal? I think had an opportunity, just didn't really make a great pass or whatever. But I thought Antonio played great. Just when you have him in, it's a totally different story. He is night and day better than Allaire. And Allaire has a lot of skill, but Allaire's just not in this West Ham system. He doesn't fit. Antonio, he's built for this kind of thing, and I think that showed today when you pulled him out. You're just like, there's not a threat anymore. And you even texted me, you're like, I know my screen's not broken because I think I saw Noble come in for Antonio. I was like, no, I saw the same thing, and I was kind of wondering it, and I was like, I guess we're playing back, but like we had to play back because there was no threat offensively, and then we almost fucked it up in that 15 minutes after he got sent out, but.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I understood. In fact, I guess Moyes was like trying to let's just cut it off in the last 10 minutes. Let's just shut down shop. Let's get the 2-1 win. But then again, you look at the bench. What else could he have done? There's no strikers on the bench.
So I can sign somebody, guys. I don't know. We got to do something.
The only guy who can, I guess, play in a striker role was Benrahma, but he was off. So, I don't know. I think they should definitely play I can't remember his name, the Odubeku. Or maybe I'm saying that wrong.
Yep.
The youngster.
Yep, that guy. I know who you're talking about.
He should play. He should definitely start, I think, against Doncaster.
Let's give the young guys a shot. Let's just see if they're hungry as the starters, I
don't think we can do any worse. Honestly, I don't think we should go over.
Win 1-0.
Yeah, so we'll see. And I think the only thing I'm worried about is, no offense to him, I love him, but I can see Mark Noble starting on Saturday.
I would not be surprised. I would be surprised if he didn't start on Saturday.
And it's going to be a boring, slow midfield.
But it is at home, I believe, right? Because it being at home makes you feel a little better. Because I feel like with our pitch, we're going to be able to spread them out a little bit more. When you go to are different pitches different sizes, or are they all the same size?
Yeah, there's you can have like, as long as the pitch has to be within certain dimensions. But yeah, so
I felt like the
smaller
Stockport one just felt like it was a smaller pitch.
Yeah, like when
it's a smaller stadium, it just.
I know when we played at the Bowling Ground, that was one of the smaller ones in the Premier League, I think, if I remember correctly. And so now we've gone to London Stadium. I think that was what a lot of people were saying. was where our poor form came when we initially switched to London Stadium. We went from a relatively small pitch to a very large pitch, and our players, I guess, weren't used to it. That's what they were saying.
So yeah, I just feel like in the smaller stadiums, it's like I don't know. I think like the weather played a part in Stockport, like we talked about on last week's podcast. But just I think being at home, maybe if you get these young guys an opportunity to play where like they want to play professionally, like long term, like they want to be starting in the Premier League games there, like maybe that gives them a little bit more fire. I don't know. Just we don't need to fuck up anything right now. Like we've had a lot of injury luck. I feel like compared to previous seasons where, knock on wood, we haven't really had a ton of like serious injuries. Yeah, Antonio had the hamstring thing. Fabianski had the scare. Masa's been injured. But realistically, like we've had many worse seasons as far as I get just in my 3-4 years being a fan that like we are experiencing right now. So I think that while you got these guys, while you got the depth, let's rest those starters. Let's take on Doncaster with a young squad, with some guys that we kind of mixed in, but like the guys that have been playing significant minutes, let's give them a little rest.
I would even go as far as to make sure like Antonio's not even on the bench. Don't even give yourself the chance
the
to
option,
put him on and injure him. Just keep him away, stick him in the stands. Yeah. One thing I do have to mention. Where's my there pointing? That new, that painting behind you.
Oh,
the dog. Yeah. The dog. Yeah.
It's pretty regal. I thought you have like the queen. That's the queen, right?
It is the queen.
Okay. Okay, so you got the queen behind you, and I was like, well, Mike's got like something that's pretty regal. My friend Alyssa, for Pass the Gravy, it says King of Gravy. It's the Notorious B.I.G. King in New York album art. She just drew my face on that as a king, and I was like, it'd be funny if since Mike has a queen behind him and his picture, if I got like my dog as a queen, so it's king and queen on either side. So just Wheezy is looking very regal, I think.
I mean, I'm not gonna go get it now, but for Christmas, I got one. So of my dog's head on a regal body as well. Is that so? That's what I was like. Did you get that for Christmas as well?
Well, I got my brother. Hold on. I'm just I don't know why we're getting into this since I got it. For Christmas, I got my brother this, and it came late. But when it came late, this is my brother's dog as an astronaut. For those of you just listening, but when it came, I was just like, dude, that is such an amazing painting. I still haven't given it to him yet because I haven't seen him since like Christmas and New Year's, and it got in there afterwards. But I just like it was sitting in my house just staring at me, and I was like, I want one of Wheezy for the studio. So I got one that came in last week.
So is this from the same website? Can you just like pick
Crown and Paw? Yeah, crownandpaw.com, I think is the name of it. And it's like $100 to get the canvas and everything. And yeah, I know you could just make it on Photoshop or whatnot, but no, I wanted it just done without me having to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I'm very happy with my Christmas present. At some point I'll put it up, but
I need more dog art, really. I think we all need more dog art.
Let's pause for reflection on that. Anyway, that was fun. So West Brom, shit. I'm also kind of glad though, because after how they ditched Bilic pretty quickly, I'm kind of enjoying the fact that they're being miserable and probably going to get relegated. Doncaster.
Are we going to get in trouble? Speaking of West Brom, like, did you see that we're being investigated for the Snodgrass sale and saying he couldn't play against us? Now they're saying it's like we're not going to get a points deduction. We would just get a fine, right?
Oh, I don't think they can deduct points for that. I'm not like 100% on the laws of the game, but I'm pretty sure that's not a points deductible kind of thing. But yeah, we'll probably, I think worst case scenario, they'll like you can't make any transfers for the next two. Would it though? Because
our owner's like, oh no, just a reason to tell you we can't do anything.
No, because I was totally gonna buy a load of players, but now I can't.
Wow, we were gonna go after Messi.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait till next year.
Oh no.
But yeah, I think probably maybe a fine. I don't know. But from the evidence that I've seen online, and it's not much. My detective work isn't that much. But the way that West Brom tweeted out saying, "Oh, Sam Allardyce says that he couldn't pick Snodgrass because West Ham wouldn't allow him to," blah blah blah. It just seems to me that that's kind of that there was nothing written down. There's nothing official. It was
If
kind
there's
of
nothing written down as hearsay, I believe, in the legal community.
Indeed. So I think nothing's going to come from it if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, I don't know. I think worst case scenario is going to be like a fine or something. But yeah, I think we're not going to risk of any points deductions. Not that this matters because we've got so many points.
We do have a ton of points, but just for where we are in the table, obviously you want to be up as high as you can.
But speaking of transfers, I do have this. There's a video sent in by a big fan of ours. Because he was like just wanting to summarize how he felt about the transfer window so far with our owners, and so he sent this little message for our owners, David Gold and David Sullivan.
No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it!
That was from Shyla Labu. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Sorry, I'm mispronounced. Big fan though. Big fan of the show. So thanks for sending that in. But yeah, I'm not already. It's the same rinse and repeat. We're getting the stories of West Ham. We tried to get this guy, but then it didn't happen. Then we tried to ask for a loan first with an option to buy, and they didn't like it. It's just the same old shit.
Yeah.
So I've now just got to the point where. Like, if they do that crappy photo of them lying on the medical bed with the wires hanging off of them with that medical photo, and they're like got the good thumbs up, until I see that, I don't believe anything. No one's joining us.
I'm with you on that.
Or until that awkward one where that 2-second clip where the guy from France is like awkwardly looking at the phone. Come on, you Irons. What the fuck is this? Until I see one of those videos, I just don't believe anything. So yeah, that's not going to happen. Probably. Anything more you want to add to the heights, the highest of the highs of West Ham and the lowest of the lows?
We're in the highs right now, so let's just stay in the highs. I don't want to get negative anymore about West Ham. Positive vibes only. It's been working out so well. Or so far.
Crack my neck right now. I don't know what's going on with myself. I'm just dying right now. Beautiful. Okay, so let's change gears slightly. Boo! NFL. So it was a pretty good weekend in terms of quality of games. Pretty bad weekend in terms of my picks sucked. First, big news. So we've got the Chiefs who are going through to the AFC Championship game.
Championship, third year in a row.
Third year in a row
in the AFC Championship. The last coach to do that was Andy Reid with the Eagles back in the early 2000s. Now Andy Reid with the Chiefs has done just the same thing in the opposite conference. Fun fact for you.
But obviously the big news for that is Patrick Mahomes not looking good.
I mean, he's gonna play.
You reckon?
He's gonna play. I would say like 100% he's gonna play.
I mean, I guess it depends how bad the concussion is, but normally
he'll play.
Normally, like right now, I think that's kind of a hot topic, and I think NFL are gonna maybe put pressure. So like, because it looked a pretty bad concussion the way he kind of landed. But yeah, if he comes out and then he's not feeling well, it's not going to be a good look for the league.
I do not see how they don't make sure the face of their franchise and like maybe the league right now is not in there. They're gonna shoo him through some concussion protocol. It's the AFC Championship game. He's gonna play.
And they play.
And Chad Henne was a beast when he came in, minus that one bad interception.
He saw them home, I guess, against the Browns.
You don't want Chad Henne starting a game, but Chad Henne was pretty clutch when he needed to be.
So, do you think so? On Sunday they play the Bills. Do you think that's the make or break situation? If Mahomes is healthy, boom, then the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. If he's not, it's the Bills.
I really think the Bills are the only team that has an opportunity against the Chiefs in the AFC, at least. Really, I've thought. I think before the year started, I think my Super Bowl prediction was Saints and Chiefs, with the Chiefs repeating. I still think the Chiefs repeat. Now I think it's just going to be. I guess I think the Packers could hang with the Chiefs. I think the Bills have the defense that the Packers don't have right there, and if the Bills can play physical football. And, if it is a subpar Patrick Mahomes, if, God forbid, he can't play or something like that, I feel like the Bills, they have to have everything go right because the Bills are a better team than they have played the last 2 weeks. The Bills haven't put it all together. I want to say maybe after week 10, the Bills kind of put it together where they were scoring a shit ton of points. Their defense was just playing out of their mind. And so far, you've seen the Stephon Diggs plays, which I think rival kind of the Tyreek Hill thing with Patrick Mahomes, where they're going to go deep once each game. Regardless, you just got to accept that that's part of that. So those would cancel each other out in this matchup. I think the Bills' defense is just significantly better than the defenses that the defense the Chiefs played in last week in the Browns. And the Browns have a good defense, but I really think the Colts and the Ravens probably have the two other best defenses besides the Bills in the AFC. And so the Bills have beaten them. I don't think KC's defense is as good as either of the two teams they've already beaten. If Josh Allen goes off, I think the Bills have a shot. I think this is going to be KC's going to repeat. I think that Mahomes is going to play. Mahomes is going to be fired up that he is playing. He's going to fuck some shit up. And I think that it's going to be a close game, but I think the Chiefs win this. What do you think? What about you?
I think they once.
Mahomes,
again,
we gotta assume Mahomes is gonna play. I feel like
if Mahomes plays, then I see it being a close game, but I see Chiefs winning. But I think at this point in the season, obviously it's the championship game for the division. I think having the quarterback miss that game, I think that's going to be a very big mental knock on the team. And I think it's going to be the Bills. So it's a very one or the other. I think if Mahomes is healthy, he takes him to the Super Bowl. If he's not, then we're going to see the Bills in the Super Bowl, which would be interesting.
Which I wouldn't hate that. I like the Bills. The Bills are fun to watch. So
I'm just also at the point, like, if the Giants aren't involved, then I just want to see something different. That's why mainly, like, I talk shit about Tom Brady, but it's truth is, I don't want to see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl again.
And it would be cool to see Tom Brady from Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. That'd be kind of cool.
I guess.
But the last time the Bills were in the AFC Championship, they played the Chiefs. And it was Jim Kelly against Joe Montana. Fun fact. Again, just keeping the fun facts coming, guys.
I mean, I wasn't watching when Joe Montana was in his prime, but I know for a fact that sounds like a while ago.
Yeah, it was like he did a Brady thing, but like he was still not. He probably wasn't as good as Brady is right now at that point in his career either.
Here's another fun fact that I found out. Switching gears to the NFC. The Bucks versus the Packers. Fun fact, Aaron Rodgers isn't 54. Who'd have known?
He's not. He is not 54.
I thought he was in the same Brady, Brees type of... I mean, he's no spring chicken. He's 37, but still. I thought he was a lot older than that. So that's interesting. But who have you got in that one? Do you think Brady uses his experience to drag the Gronk and co to the Super Bowl, or do you think A. Rodgers is going to bring it home?
I mean, I think it's going to be the Packers. I think the Bucs have a defense that's been playing fairly well as of late, but they gave up 20 points to the Saints, and really last week's whole Saints Bucs thing was it was penned as it's Brees against Brady. This is going to be maybe probably the final time we see these two face off. Wow, what two legendary quarterbacks! But I think Brady threw for 100-something yards and a touchdown, and Brees didn't really throw for that much. And the big offensive play for the Saints was the Jameis Winston trick play. They had to bring in another quarterback to throw that at that point. Drew Brees couldn't throw the ball down the field. The Bucs really relied on their running game the majority of that time, and I guess that was working. So that's what you do. Scotty Miller had that catch there. Brady could make the deep throws still, but just it wasn't Brady getting shit done, I feel as much as it was them relying on the run to open up the pass, which is the way to do it in football. That works. I just think the Packers have a better offense, and the Packers are going to fuck them up. I think this could be. I think the Packers, if there's either game that could be a blowout, I think it could be the Packers.
That'd be interesting to see. But yeah, Sunday's game definitely wasn't. It didn't live up to the hype of whenever they were building it up to Brees versus Brady, and it's and it's it was an okay. It's almost because I know they don't do it so much over here, but in England when I used to live there, whenever Manchester United and Liverpool would play, they would hype just
yeah,
it's mega game, and almost every single time it's 0-0.
That was what it was this weekend. That's all Peacock kept telling you, and it was cool. I'm glad we spent all of our time watching this.
It was. I can't remember the last exciting Man United Liverpool game. Always. But yeah, that's what this was. So you're going.
You go Packers.
So you're going to the Packers. I'm going to go to Packers as well. Because am I correct in thinking that every single time Tom Brady has gone to the Super Bowl, he's won unless he faced the Giants? Or am I missing something?
Or the Eagles?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Because I thought
as long as he didn't face an NFC East team, he always won, and he did beat an NFC East team. The Giants were the only team he was ever 0-for against because he won and lost against the Eagles.
Right. Okay. So, because in my head, I thought that Tom Brady won every single Super Bowl except for the ones he played against the Giants, and I was okay. Because then, if he went to the Super Bowl with the Bucs and he played against the Chiefs, then I think the Chiefs are going to win, and it's going to ruin that cool little fun stat. So I don't want him to make the Super Bowl for that reason, because I want Brady to be Eli's bitch until he retires.
I mean, he will be. People forget, and I've tweeted this out. Brady's got all those rings, so you can't really take anything away from Brady. Everybody was loving on Drew Brees, and I just was hey, let's all take this time to remember that if this is Drew Brees' final game, that Eli Manning has more Super Bowl rings than him. So when we're thinking Hall of Fame at the end of these guys, in a couple years, just remember Eli has 2, Drew Brees has 1, and then if Rodgers doesn't get it done this year, next year, whatever, then Rodgers may only have 1 too. Eli's got more than Rodgers too. Makes you think. I know there's a lot of shit people want to give Eli.
Yeah,
he has 2 of those rings.
I never understood because I don't understand why Eli doesn't get as much.
Because he made the dumb faces. He threw stupid interceptions. I mean, I get it. But he's also he's my quarterback. So don't fuck with Eli, or I'm going to come at you. It is our job as Giants fans to defend his honor. I will defend his honor until the death of me, as will I, Danny Dimes.
Because I mean, if you're talking about the conversation of with quarterbacks talking about the greatest of all time, I think it'd be a push to feature Eli in that conversation. I think he was a very, 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 very good quarterback. I don't think he's one of the greatest of all time. But I think
2 of the greatest Super Bowl runs in NFL history.
If you're going to talk about because Aaron Rodgers, everyone just keeps talking about him. Drew Brees, everyone keeps talking about how great he is. I don't understand why Eli. Maybe it's because I don't know, he's retired early-ish. But I think he's definitely at their level, at least.
I mean, at his prime, he was never Drew Brees. He was never Tom Brady. But like in the biggest moments, in the 2 times he was in the biggest game, in the biggest moments, he had the Manningham pass, and he had you have the Kevin Boss escape where he got it to Kevin Boss. Kevin Boss had the huge gain in Super Bowl 42. Then he had pass to Steve Smith. Then he reads the coverage and is able to go back to Plexico Burress in the very next play. And then, like, I'm not even including the Tyree play because if people want to say that's luck, like he escaped 18 sacks in one play. Yeah, the throw was a little bit lucky. The catch was a little bit lucky, but like it happened. And then the second Super Bowl against the Patriots, they said make him throw it to Manningham, and he threw out a fucking needle in a size like of about like he literally threw it to like a needle. And
what was the one
and did that?
What was the one where he threw it and the guy one-handed it and used his helmet to balance it?
Well, that was the David Tyree. That was David Tyree.
That was in the Super Bowl, right?
That was the Super Bowl. So yeah, in the 2 biggest games of his career, the biggest game of the year, Eli made the big play when you needed a guy to make a big play. And like, you can shit on Eli all you want. Yeah, he has dumb faces. He threw a lot of interceptions. He wasn't the best regular season quarterback, but like, he fucked people up in the Super Bowl twice. If you do it once, it's a fluke. You do it twice, you can't call it a fluke. I don't think you can call it a fluke. You can say it's the defense, and defense was a big part of it. But Eli had to get some stuff done on offense. And 2 times, he led the Giants down the field in the 4th quarter with less than 5 minutes to go to give them the lead and force Tom Brady to throw Hail Marys and try and make things happen.
And it's not like Tom Brady hasn't bought any funky faces either.
Right, but just Eli had, like, he was the king of dumb faces.
He had resting dumb face.
Yeah, they always caught him in like a weird screen grab face, always. But we love him. And he's absolutely hilarious on Twitter and on these Frank's Red Hot commercials. Like, I love Eli. He can do no wrong. He can do no wrong.
It's just his monotone, boring way he speaks. But yeah, he's very funny. He's got a great sense of humor. He's a nice guy. I love the guy. I'm going to tag him. Eli, come on the show.
Eli. Oh, dude, that'd be great. I'd love it if Eli would come on the show.
My wife wouldn't, because we'd be on this show for about 5 hours.
But Eli, remember that first time you Brady? How cool was that? You'd just be me turning into Chris Farley. Like, dude, what about when you guys came back from like 20 points down to beat the Eagles? Remember that? That was.
And then it'd be like, hey Eli, remember that story you just told us? Tell it again.
So that was so great, Eli. Are you doing something different to your hair, man? I love it. and Alex just freaked out over Eli talking to him the entire time. So we might not get too much done, but it'd be awesome if he wanted to come on. I don't think he will, but
so if you, the viewer, would like to support us, tag Eli Manning, tell him to come on the show. But also, before we have to do the plugs, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the thumbs up and the subscribe.
Like and subscribe, guys. Hit that like, subscribe. Tell a friend, like and subscribe too.
And there's people watching. If you're watching, write something. We'll put it on the screen and refer to it.
I want to know you're talking.
Everyone's being shy today.
I feel like I'm just talking to myself.
We talked about BYOB strip clubs today. Come on, you have to have.
You guys didn't care. You didn't even care.
But yeah, if you're watching on Twitch, hit the follow button, I think, on Twitch. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the likes. Follow us on Twitter at CBBPod, Instagram at CBBPod. That's a great way to support us. Another way to support us now. Boom.
What?
If you want to support us monetarily, but you don't have to. No, it's pandemic.
Not
but
like
whatever.
a nation. You get things for it.
You get shit for this. We've got some great new merch, including Rocky Balboa, Rocky Balbuena, the Paraguayan, the Paraguayan stallion t-shirt that I designed. Also, you got the CBB Live logo t-shirts. You got the mugs with Mini Me and Alex on there.
Let me get the mug just because it'll feel like we're like a late night show, and then we can start doing spit takes, Mike. We're gonna start doing spit takes. Like you'll tell me something funny, I'm like hilarious, and water will go everywhere. It'll be funny afterwards because I have to clean up all that, but it'll be hilarious for like the viewers. One more reason to watch.
And I just like the idea of drinking beer out of a mug.
That's also cool.
Makes it classy.
It doesn't feel like you're drinking. It doesn't count as a drink.
But one thing I did do, dear viewer, is so not to get too deep in the background of it, but basically, whenever you create a product on this website, it suggests a price. But I lowered the prices just so because we want to make money, duh. But I appreciate right now, things are a little bit tough. So obviously, I want to look after you as well. So the prices are very good. Go to
is it COVID $19 for each thing? That'd be funny.
They might be in about 30 minutes time. But you go to merch.claretbigblue.com. Check it out. It's got some cool stuff on there. I'm very proud of the Rocky Balboa in it. We've got some other ones going on there soon that Alex is working on that he's very happy with. We'll get those on there. No spoilers alert, but we'll go in there. And then before we move on to our goodbyes and emotional farewells, obviously today is Claret and Big Blues Day. I'm working on that. I'm going to try to slide that in.
No, that's good.
Claret and Big Blues Day. And you know why Claret and Big Blues Day is great?
Because it's the best West Ham Giants podcast there is. Duh.
Oh, yeah. But also
on Taco Tuesday.
The day after is Gravy Day. Tomorrow, I'm hoping.
Definitely.
This a brand new episode of Pass the Gravy, our podcast daddies.
Yeah.
Alex, tell them sneak preview. What are you going to be discussing with the boys?
Oh, dude. I mean, let's just say it's a big day tomorrow on Pass the Gravy. I don't know if you know what's going on.
4-hour show.
It might be because it's inauguration day. And you know how we like to handle presidential inaugurations, which is probably not at all. But we're going to talk about transitions of power and all kinds of other transitions and whatever else comes up. I did successfully eat crawfish every week for an entire year. That is a record. And we will discuss that. The Cal Ripken of crawfish has completed the streak. I mean, the streak's not completed, but the streak's hit a year. So that's a pretty big milestone. And then we're going to, just like we did our predictions for the football games, we're going to pick against the spread tomorrow. And, whatever else comes up, we're going to answer some questions and tell you guys what's not cool. And let's just say, spoiler alert, the construction of my apartments has not been very cool. And I'm going to go off on some people.
Hasn't that featured on the not cool section about 5 times?
It has been, but it's not done yet. We got new things we're complaining about tomorrow.
Ooh. Snap. Oh, one thing I didn't mean to mention you. I was going to text it to you, but I forgot. So I'm going to mention it now. Last week's podcast where you was kind of like working on a title because obviously last week was the big impeachment.
Mm-hmm.
That you was like, while I was listening to it, where you're listening to a podcast maybe and they're discussing something and you literally just yell it out as if they could hear you, but obviously they can't. Have you ever done that before?
Yes.
So I'm listening to you guys discuss the cool pun title of the podcast, and I was like, Mission Impeachable. Ugh.
That's good. Also got people said like impeaches and cream would have been a good one. Just our whole bit was like we said unpeached one time. Somebody got mad because like they didn't. They were like, you idiots really don't even know that it's called impeached. Like, no, I do. That's why. So then we had to go unpeached to Electric Boogaloo. But yeah. Pass the Great Podcast at Pass the Great Pod. Listen to us every Wednesday. Wherever you're listening to Claret Big Blue, we're also there too. So go check us out. Because now Claret Big Blue's on iTunes. It's on Spotify. It's everywhere pretty much.
Let me get that back up. Boom. It's even there. Look. On demand.
Spotify on demand.
Because I don't know why Apple don't want to tell me that it's on there, but I had to find it myself, but whatever.
You always got to check. Give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts as well. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I think we should, because it's the Gravy Awards. You do this at the end of the year, but we might have to try to slide it in there on this show as well. Just try to leave us a shitty or funny review on Apple Podcasts, and we'll read it out.
That
give you a shout out.
I like that.
There is no. So I think if you don't know how to look it up, because I appreciate there's a lot of podcasts I've heard. Rumor has it there's a lot of podcasts on Apple Podcasts.
People are saying
there's at least 12, if not more.
Yeah, at least 12.
So just go to your mobile browser, type in apple.claretbigblue.com. It's going to take you right there. Boom. I've done all the hard work for you. Done all the hard work for you. What do you want from me? And you're thinking, wow, thanks, Mike. You saved me so much time. How can I repay you? How can I repay you? Boom. Merch.claretbigblue.com.
Great idea. It would be a great idea if you wanted to repay this guy. Put in all the work.
Yeah, it's meet me in the middle. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Meet me in the middle.
Work makes the dream work, guys.
But yeah. So next week, what are we going to be talking about? Next week, we're going to be, I guess, previewing the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl in 2 weeks. We'll have a week off, so we'll just be talking West Ham.
Because next week should have been
recap the games.
Next week should have been the Pro Bowl.
Right, but we're not going to talk about the Pro Bowl because it's not even a Pro Bowl. It's like a celebration. We're not going to talk about an award ceremony. We're like, you could have played any made-up game. Yeah,
and we're not going to celebrate a celebration of Evan Ingram.
Exactly, because
Fuck that guy.
Evan Ingram being in the Pro Bowl shows you what the Pro Bowl means, which is absolutely nothing.
So we've got I guess we I guess that. Maybe we could do a 2-week preview of the Super Bowl. Well, that's gonna be nuts. So, what, are they replacing the Pro Bowl with just some really shitty televised
show or something stupid? Yeah, probably something like remote.
Well, if you want to watch NFL players on a Zoom call,
here's your chance, kids.
Yeah, but then we're going to be talking about. I really should have prepared for this. I guess we're going to be reviewing West Ham's hopeful victory over Doncaster. And then, oh shit, we have another 1 o'clock kickoff on Tuesday against Crystal Palace. So we're going to have 2 games to review. It's going to be amazing.
We're all going to love it. It's going to be a great time. Can't wait.
And hopefully next week we'll have some transfer news because remember
transfer news.
No, what are you waiting for? Do it.
Do it. But until then, remember to like us and all that bullshit. Don't be a dick. Hit the like, subscribe. Do it. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mother-in-law. She'll love the show. But until then, see you next Tuesday.